Hi, Ken. Thank you for the question about the domain of the composite function. So here's the question that you asked about, f of x and g of x. The domain for f of x, because we have a denominator, we know that denominator cannot be 0, so the domain is x cannot equal 1 or negative 1. So when we type this graph into Desmos, we can see that the graph will never have an x value of 1 or negative 1. So then we look at g of x. This is a linear function. The domain would be all real numbers. This function passes through the y-axis at 1, and it has a slope of 1. So all real numbers are allowed. Now when we do f of g of x, we're substituting the expression for g of x into the x in the f function. And we manipulate these algebraic expressions until we come up with this simplified function. Now for the domain of the composite function, we know that denominator cannot equal 0, so we can factor this. So neither piece can equal 0. My domain is x cannot equal 0 and x cannot equal negative 2. Now even though the domain for f of x is x cannot equal 1 or negative 1, that doesn't pertain to the domain of the composite function. Here's a graph of the composite function. You can see that the only x values that are not allowed are 0 and negative 2. I hope that helps.